Hey guys, Sean here with if you noticed, I'm wearing the Harry Potter cloak, so that can only mean one thing. It's time for another Harry Potter review. This time it is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. This is the widescreen DVD 2-disc. In case you guys were curious, which I'm pretty sure you're probably not. So this was released, let's see. In the US it was released November 15, 2002. It has a runtime of 2 hours and 41 minutes. Although there is an extended cut, which I think is like an extra 10 minutes or so. I don't remember. I don't really remember how long the extended cut is. I haven't really watched that one in a while. So I just got finished watching the movie. This is the last movie directed by Chris Columbus, who I think would go on to at least produce Prisoner of Azkaban. I don't know about any of the others, but I know Prisoner of Azkaban he produced. And then you got produced by David Heyman, who produces every movie in the series. Written by Steve Kloves, who writes every movie except Order of Phoenix. Don't really know why. Maybe he was busy at the time. I don't know. It's my guess. He's probably busy at the time. And it's based on the novel of the same name by J.K. Rowling, who I think is going to be writing Fantastic Beasts. So, congrats for her. So congrats for her. And this movie stars pretty much everyone from the last movie. Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, Emma Watson, John Cleese, Robbie Coltrane, Warwick Davis, Richard Griffith, Richard Harris. And speaking of, this is the last movie in the series that he plays the part of Dumbledore, because he sadly passed away just after Chamber of Secrets was released. And then you got Jason Isaacs, Alan Rickman, may he also rest in peace. Fiona Shaw, Maggie Smith, and Julie Walters, along with new people such as Kenneth Branagh and Mark something. Let me look it up. Hang on. Mark Williams. Alright. So basically, this movie picks up a year after the last movie, because it's their second year at Hogwarts. And also the movie was the budget of this movie was $1 million, and it made back $100 million, and it made back $879 million. Nice. So basically, the plot of this movie is that there's been some strange goings on at the school, and history is basically repeating itself, and eventually they find that somebody who is known as the Heir of Slytherin has opened the Chamber of Secrets, and all these students are starting to get, petrified, turned into statues. And so Harry, Ron, and Hermione have to basically solve this mystery and discover who the Heir of Slytherin is, and hopefully save the school before they have to eventually close it down. That's basically my best sum up of the synopsis, really. So what do I think of this movie? I actually love this movie, like the last one. Pretty much all what I said about the last movie, I agree. It's the same here. The great characters, the set designs are all good, especially the Chamber of Secrets. The way that's designed is really cool. And we even get a new character in this movie, which is basically just a spider named Aragog. And I'm not sure if you guys have seen my video that me and my friend Parker did on his channel, where we talk about all 7 movies, because I consider Deathly Hallows Parts 1 and 2 as a single movie. But just me, though. But we even mentioned in that video that we don't think that Aragog is CGI. I think he's probably, watching the movie just now, he's probably a combination of maybe animatronics and stop motion. Maybe a combination of both, with a little CGI enhancement in there. But for the vast majority of him, he does not look like CGI, which is really cool. And speaking of CGI, the effects in this movie are better than they were in the last one because they had a bit more of a budget to work with. And so some of the scenes, like the Quidditch game, looks way better than it was in the last movie. Not to say the effects look horrible in Sorcerer's Stone, far from, but they just look better in this one. And also, this is the last time they will be wearing these uniforms because they get like updated ones in the next movie. So yeah, Prisoner of Azkaban is like the movie of new stuff. New director, new Dumbledore, and new uniforms, which I find funny. And also, we have another character here named Dobby, who I thought he was a really cool character. He does kind of get annoying in parts, but not to the point of not to the point where just shut the fuck up. No, he's not that annoying. One thing I find strange about this movie is that it was released and takes place a year after the first movie, but yet the actors these three mostly look like they're way older than a year older, or way older than a year. So it makes me wonder what year exactly was Sorcerer's Stone filmed in. Same with this movie too. It makes me wonder what year this movie was filmed in, because they look a lot older than only a year between the movies. So yeah. So I really like this movie. I think it's a great fun movie. I'm not going to spoil who the Heir of Slytherin is, but if you've seen this movie already, you know who it is. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I will say though that they discovered that Harry is a Parseltongue in this movie, which I think we said this my friend Parker said this on our retrospective video, that I think they kind of set it up in the last movie with him speaking to that snake at the museum. And that's even brought up here in this movie where Harry says, "I did set a python on my cousin Dudley at the zoo once." But, you know what I mean? So I think they kind of set it up in the last movie to pay it off here, which I thought was really cool. And I just love how the Sword of Gryffindor looks. Because it looks almost like the Sword of Narsil from Return of the King, from Lord of the Rings. It's like almost that big of a sword, which is really cool. So yeah, I love this movie. I think it's a lot of fun. It's a great movie. The music by John Williams is just as good as he's ever been. I think the only movie where John Williams has not been on his game was Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. And I don't mean to take anything away from that movie, but I think it could have been because Williams was sick at that time. Because he even turned down an opportunity to do the score for Steven Spielberg, I think, or whatever. But he was sick at the time, so his music may not have been up to par with the way it always was. But yeah, John Williams, great composer for all the movies he's done. The first 3 Harry Potter movies, the first Superman movie, and the Donner Cut, because the Donner Cut reused Williams' music from the first movie. And then you have all the Star Wars movies. So John Williams, he knows his stuff with music. He's really good with the music here. I don't know who does the music for the rest of the series, but it's not Williams, which sucks. But yeah, and also the scene where they're flying, and also a scene I thought was really funny, is when they have to fly the car to Hogwarts because they can't get through the barrier to platform 9 3/4. There's a scene in the movie where they're starting to hear the train, and Harry's like, "Do you hear that?" And Ron's like, "We must be getting close." And then Harry's like, "Hold on." And they look behind him, and the train's like freaking coming up on their rear ends. I thought that was funny. I thought that was so funny, especially with Hedwig's reaction. Hedwig is Harry's owl, for those who don't know. But yeah, I thought that was hilarious. It's so funny. But yeah, even though this movie does take a bit of a darker tone, it still remembers to inject some humor. And that's how all these movies are. Even though they do strive for a darker tone, they still manage to inject some humor into it to not make it too dark. You know what I mean? And that's really cool. I love this movie. I think it's better than Sorcerer's Stone, but probably not my favorite in the series. I honestly don't know which one my favorite is, to be honest. But yeah, really like it. A lot of fun. Check it out if you guys haven't. So I will see you guys next time when I review Prisoner of Azkaban. See you guys.